Good afternoon. It's a beautiful day today, sun shining, weather is sweet. I think I want to dance my moving feet. How are you doing? It's great. Do you know, I really love this music. Somebody's just asked me, can I put it onto a PDF download? Okay, so I'll do that. I'll get my my people to work on that. It'll be put onto the website in the next few days. So you can take that with you anywhere you want instead of having to listen to it on YouTube, which makes complete sense. So I'll get that done and it'll be on my website soon. Today's a beautiful day to talk about a crystal. A crystal that I worked with for, I think maybe about a good 3 years. I had a big chunk of it at one time and it was with me at the side of my desk when I was working. I kind of wanted to feel the energy of spirit, but I wanted to connect to that energy in a subtle way, not too heavy, just nice and gentle. I didn't want to be overloaded. I didn't want all sorts happening, you know, like I couldn't think too much, there's too much going on. You know, and I just thought, you know, I just need a more gentle crystal that helps me connect. So I kind of started working with this crystal because it just felt beautiful. I saw it in a crystal store in Malaga and it was a nice size. I could put it in my pocket. It fit well in the pocket. It also keep my tablecloth straight, because sometimes when people put their hands on the tablecloth would move. So it did a lot of things, but mainly it was next to me and it was giving off a really, really beautiful, subtle, this isn't a heavy crystal. It isn't like a smack you in the face crystal. It's a nice, gentle crystal. I should tell you what it's called. Charoite. It's spelled C-H. I think it's C-H. I haven't got the paper here. Charoite. C-H-O. No, it's C-H-A-R. I think it's I-T-E. I'm crap with the spellings, but the crystal itself is brilliant. So it's hang on, maybe here. It is, yes, Charoite. There it is. There's one from my website. So you can see they come in really, this is a really high quality one. You can see the gorgeousness of that. That's really high quality. And then this is like a really beautiful one too, high quality, but look, different, just slightly different in colors, eh? So yeah, I had a piece and it wasn't as high quality as this. It was more like this quality. So it was a more of a subtle piece. It was in its raw. This is polished. It was in its raw. Both the same, by the way, raw or polished, same energy. And what I used to do is every time somebody felt disconnected, I used to then, after the session, the psychic one-to-one, they'd lay down and I'd get my healing oil, whether it was abundance, whether it was healing or cleansing, and I'd rub that on their forehead and I'd just gently take this beautiful crystal and rub it across the forehead, not knowing why I was doing it, but it felt right. And a lot of the times the client would cry and then afterwards they would always tell me a story. So I knew that with this crystal, and I also used to use, and always next to it is a Moldavite. Moldavite works well with this crystal, very well. But as you rub it, you can feel this kind of very subtle connection. And afterwards, the client would get up for an hour and then start crying, and more often than not say, oh, I felt my grandmother, and I remember a memory of and it was always about in the spirit world. So I realized that this crystal was a great crystal to help bring back the connection, not just the memory of, you know, your past with somebody that moved into the spirit world, but I was finding a lot of people were explaining that I felt they were here and then I had a memory of. So I started realizing, well, the spirit world, how can they tell you who they are without the memory of you knowing what that feeling is that's coming over you. So it was one of those crystals that made me realize, wow, the connection of spirit teaches us or shares with us a certain memory that we relate to somebody that we love. And that's how spirit comes forward. So it was a great lesson for me. Somebody asked me about this crystal yesterday, and a couple of 3 days ago, somebody else asked me, tell me more about this crystal. Well, if I hold it in my hand and just feel the energy, it's a crystal that uplifts. It's an uplifting energy. It brings a very beautiful, deep inner calmness and peace. It relaxes you. It relaxes your jaw muscles. It relaxes your heart from palpitations beating fast. It really helps you to breathe properly. It helps you feel more, but in a sense of feeling more, the kind of feelings that I talk about are more positive. The feelings that you get is more focused energy of higher vibration. That's what we call it. So you just feel better, and the thoughts, the feelings that you have, you feel more, you know what, I feel happier today, and because you're not feeding or focusing on negativity. So yes, definitely one of the things about this crystal is it helps with negativity, it helps with depression, it helps with anxiety, it helps with any kind of illness, because through all the illness, when you've got this on you, it blasts an energy that helps calm the whole body down. And when your body's more at peace, your whole energy, your immune system, every part of your body works at a much better level. When you're stressed, the body struggles to work at that level because it's trying to cope with the stress. So the immune system lowers. So it's beautiful for detoxification as well. A lot of my clients who, and I don't often talk about this much, but a lot of my clients who were addicted to alcohol, this used to be a very, very powerful crystal because it helps reduce that feeling of need. So when you're wearing this, it brings more balance. So you're more likely not to have that energy of, oh, I need a drink, or I need. So that need, that energy, what is an addictive energy, seems to sort of calm down. So I used to read for one lady who was, a very severe alcoholic because of the suffering that she had as a child, which it is a lot of the times alcohol is related to fears, worries, anxiety, traumas. So people want to release. So I guess what I'm saying is that to some people, alcohol is a release in a sense because they forget about all their traumas, all their pain, and they forget about all the anxiety and all the worry that they have. When you're wearing this, it's the same thing, but in a natural way, and you don't get an addiction. And I often say to people, some addictions are really good. That's why my addiction is crystals. And the subtle energy of this crystal, when you wear it and you give it time, it's not something that'll just instantly blow your head off. It'll subtly, like I said right at the very beginning, this crystal is one which is very subtle. It takes time. But if you use it on a healing session and a self-healing session by just basically getting the crystal and getting some oil and rubbing it across the foot, just that then made me feel really good. Just that one little brush made me feel good. So this crystal is definitely a power crystal without a doubt. It is a healing crystal without a doubt, but it's also a really powerful connecting crystal to the spirit world that allows you the feeling to accept, move on, and connect. So sometimes you can have guilt over, I should have been there for my mother or my grandmother and I wasn't, and then she moved into the spirit world. Brilliant crystal for that. Absolutely brilliant crystal for that. A great crystal as well when you're struggling with like your family members falling out with you and they don't speak to you anymore. Brilliant crystal, because it eases that away. It eases the pain and the suffering of that energy that keeps coming back to you, and your thoughts are, oh, it's terrible. This crystal clears that away, subtly clears those energies that remind you of those things. So yeah, it's a kind of double-edged sword really, because when you're doing a healing session on people, you know that the person is connecting to the spirit world and feeling that energy, yet the double-edged sword is that people also feel a lot of their pain and suffering, but there is a combination of energy in this crystal that heals that. So I guess it's like sometimes you've got to bring the disease to the surface and then you clear it away. So it's almost like you come to an acceptance with the crystal on as that comes up, and then you let it go. And there is that definite part about it when I was healing clients that they were living in suffering, and after a healing session with this rubbed here and across the heart energy especially, you find that, you know what, it's okay now, I'm getting on, I'm moving forward. So other things about this crystal, if you want to meditate, it's fantastic for meditation. I know a lot of yoga teachers wear this crystal and they swear blind that it's great for relaxing the body and helping the body with movement. It's also brilliant for, believe it or not, rituals. So if you ever do kind of beautiful rituals where you put flowers around you and you just ask for spirit to come forward, which is a beautiful thing. It's great in rituals too. I used to wear it in a lot of my rituals with Moldavite and Tektite too. So I put that there because Tektite and Charoite work really lovely with Moldavite. So they're a great combination. The Moldavite is a blast energy, of course. The Tektite is an absorbing of negative energy from whatever's occurring within the body. And this little beauty is a balancer, so it definitely balances and helps you through the day and makes you feel better. So if you're erratic, if you are a knee-jerk reaction person, if you get mad all the time, this crystal just, yeah, I don't feel as bad today, I'm more balanced, I'm not reacting as much. So I think it's a great crystal for all of those things. But definitely if you want to connect to the spirit world, this is a way nice and gently, a nice and gentle way where, oh, I felt something, or I heard something, or, oh, I've just had this connection. Yes, that's this crystal. That's how it works. Do you know what? I think that's it. I think those, for me anyway, my experience, it was a very powerful crystal to help people move on in many different ways, grief, pain, suffering, anything like that. And again, if you use it, it's great to rub across the forehead and on the heart. And if you do wear it, I would always wear it round about, you know, there's my chest there, I guess, yeah, about here. I mean, if you want to really work on healing the heart energy, you bring it down a little bit more, just a touch more. But it's perfect here. It's a great crystal. That's it. Thank you so much once again for being part of my life and experience. Thank you for trusting in my work and my decade and a half of helping clients across the globe. And thank you so much for going to Bajerski.com and buying your authentic, genuine, hand-worked crystals that I've worked with them. And I hope you love them and their energy as much as I loved working with them. Till tomorrow, take care, guys. Love you all. Bye-bye.